Hi, my name is Natalie Whittingham. I'm the agency owner at the local Globe Life Liberty National office, the Whittingham Agencies. I'm here today to be able to give you all of the information about our company and what we do. This way of doing our interview process has allowed us to centralize our hiring to get you the information about our company and what we're looking for. We are hiring throughout the entire state of Indiana right now, as well as into Kentucky and Illinois. But my goal to give you that information, I want to first tell you about our hiring process. So you've been contacted by someone on my hiring team because they saw something in your background that made them feel you could potentially be successful at what we do. In this portion, I'm going to give you information about who we are, our compensation, our day-to-day, what it looks like as a day in life with our company. After this, there's going to be a brief assessment that pops up that allows you to give a little feedback about our overview today, as well as ask some questions about yourself so we can do assessment on that as well as your resume. From there, my hiring team will evaluate that and give you calls back for one-on-one final interviews. So please go ahead and take some notes, see if you can see yourself working with us, and be ready to have those questions written down for our one-on-one final interview if we do go ahead and invite you back. Now let's jump in. During this portion of the interview process, I'm going to go over about Globe Life Liberty National and who we are, as well as our agency's career track, which was one of the biggest things that attracted me to the company, as well as the training and requirements and what we'd expect for you if we did move forward together. Before I jump into that, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. So I came to Globe Life Liberty National in October of 2018. I was a recent college graduate. I graduated from Penn State University, and my whole goal my entire life was to go to law school. I wanted to be an attorney, and it wasn't for anything really. I didn't have a huge passion for the law. I saw that attorneys made good money, they drove nice cars, and with my background, I really craved that type of stability. By the time I was 25 years old, I had lived in about 20 different places. We had lived in Section 8 housing. We had really struggled growing up. My parents moved us from place to place, from job to job, and I craved that stability. So I wanted to do something that I could provide that stability for my family. So that's why I wanted to be a lawyer. So graduating college, I didn't really have a strong enough why to be a lawyer. So I took my LSATs, I did that whole process, and I decided pretty quickly I was going to have to take a job. I was going to have to live on my own while going to law school and also working on the side without having any financial stability. So I took a job. I took a job in human services, working with the probation office, helping individuals with substance abuse and mental health disorders transition out from state prison as well as the county jail. And I was very, very overwhelmed in that position. I couldn't see myself doing it long term, but what I did learn to love about it was how I was able to help people. I was able to help them grow, change, and develop. What I hated was what it did to me. I felt like I was constantly pouring from an empty cup. I was still broke. I was driving my Chrysler 200 with my muffler dragging on the ground. Was taking everything mentally home with me, and I was pouring so much of myself into other people, and I didn't have anything left. So I knew pretty quickly I wasn't going to be there long term, but I did have one of my supervisors go to me and say, "Hey, you're pretty good at this. I think you potentially be in leadership." And that really spoke to me. My entire life, I've been captain of sports teams. I excelled in leadership positions. So when I heard that, I got excited. She did say I'd have to go back and get my master's degree. So I started that process. And in that process, I was going through my master's degree, and she had told me that the supervising position only made about $2,000 per year on what I was currently making. And I was currently making only about $35,000. So that increase wasn't going to do it for me. I needed to make more money. I wanted to have that financial stability. I wanted to make my life better, not barely struggle and just get by. So I came across Globe Life Liberty National, and I don't know that I thought right away, hey, I'm going to do this long term. I'm going to be there forever. What I thought was, this is my ticket out of what I'm going through. It hit my boxes. There was a growth opportunity. There was an ability to make a great income. So I took a shot on myself and I joined Globe Life Liberty National in 2018. I'll get into my advancement with the company once we get into further in the presentation, but I really had no background in this, just a willingness to change my lifestyle. So let me jump in and tell you more about the company. So we were founded in 1900 and we're currently licensed to operate in 49 states. We have over $42 billion of life insurance in force with 57 agency offices across the country. So we're a pretty large company. And I'm sure you've heard of us in a few ways. So we are have the naming rights to the Texas Ranger Stadium, as well as the official life insurance provider for the Dallas Cowboys, as well as FC Dallas. And we are a proud partner of the Atlanta Braves. Now, here in Indiana, of course, we're Colts fans, but our company is a Texas-based company, so we want to support the local teams there. But I think it's pretty awesome that such big names in sports do trust us. With financial stability, over the past 4 or 5 years now, we went through COVID. We went through a lot of ups and downs in the economy, and our company has stayed extremely financially stable. We actually have a A+ from the AM Best, as well as the award's top 50 life and health for the past 26 years. But let me jump into actually what we do. So we work with small to medium-sized blue-collar companies, roofing, construction, manufacturing, city municipalities, as well as school districts, and we provide the benefits for them and their employees. Things like this on the screen: life insurance, health and accident, as well as cancer and critical illness. Really, the blue collar and the working class is the perfect market for what we do, because if someone that was making only 15, $16 an hour was to suffer from a heart attack, they would probably be out of work for an extended period of time, but not have that financial stability to be able to protect themselves. Our goal and our mission is to be able to protect them from having to face that financial hardship. In addition to that, the position we're hiring for really does three things and wears three hats. The first is going to be customer service. Our customers are so important to us. We want to make sure any claims are taken care of, they have anything they need, as well as accounts management. We have over 1,500 current clients within Indiana, Illinois, as well as Kentucky, and those are those small to medium sized businesses. And the lastly is new client acquisition. Of course, we have a pretty healthy book of business, but we're always looking to add more clients and continue to protect more and more blue collar families in those states. All right, so let me get into how we do it. We have a dynamic lead generation source with thousands of current clients that we're able to get referrals from. We also utilize a proprietary lead generation source that gives us those blue collar businesses in the areas we work from. But referrals are the biggest thing that drives our business. Let me tell you more about our process in terms of acquiring a new client. We were going to meet with an HR director, a business owner. We're going to let that person know how we're going to help them to retain the employees they already have by protecting their families and also save them on tax dollars throughout the process. So we're looking for someone that can present themselves in that professional manner to be able to talk with that high level business owner or CEO. Now, the compensation. So we do utilize performance-based compensation, which was a huge factor for me in coming to Globe Life Liberty National. I was in my careers my entire life where I had people telling me what I was worth. $15 an hour, $16 an hour, $17 an hour, but I never had the opportunity to determine my own worth. And even if I was working at Starbucks, I want to be the one making the best drink. I've always just taken a lot of pride in my work. So let me show you how that compensation does work. Now, to expand on that compensation, if we have a business we're working with and they have 10 employees, we are going to have 6 to 8 out of those employees participate in benefits with us. That's just our average level. Our prices are affordable. We want to make sure we're a blessing to their family and not a burden to their paycheck. We work on a needs-based approach. So if 6 out of those 10 employees do participate in coverage with us, we would be expecting a weekly advance of $836. Plus, we believe our team should perform on a weekly basis, so we make sure they're compensated in bonus on a weekly basis. They're going to be able to make a $573 bonus, as well as earn $1,400 in that week and right around $73,000 for the year, which I think is pretty good for a first year's income and is the average in my office for those in their first year. This type of compensation really puts you in the driver's seat to earn what you deserve, not somebody else tell you how much you're worth. As I told you, I had no background in this industry getting started, so training was really, really important to me. I knew that in order to be successful, I had to have good training. So it's something I still have kept the passion for. In my office, we do a week of classroom training with our presentation, our products. After that, we do 2 weeks of field training. That field training is one-on-one, hands-on with the field trainer. I'm personally a hands-on learner. I got to kind of mess it up and try it again. So we do a field training process. It's 100% observational to 100% participation. And we're training to a result and not a time period. Everyone takes longer, it takes different times to learn. After that, we have online training as well as continuing education every week because we believe you can never stop learning and growing. Renewals incentives is one of the main reasons why I did choose a career in this industry, was because I wanted to make sure I found a retirement plan that I was 100% in control of. I'm not sure if Social Security will be around when I go to retire, so I want something that I can rely on. So here's how it works. Our agents and managers are paid on any partnership they made in the past after that first year. So a lot of our managers earn thousands and thousands of dollars every month before any new business partnerships are made. The cool thing about this is not only building that lifetime residual, but also for that generational wealth for your family. Here's what it looks like in dollar amounts. So our average agency director is making right around $12,000 in renewals, regional director $42,000, as well as agency owner at over $200,000. This was huge for me in establishing not only the wealth today, but also down the road. So, who are we looking for? Team builders, people have a passion for helping people. We have over 100 years of training systems, but you have to be coachable and willingness and have that willingness to adopt those training systems. A high level of integrity, and also you must believe you're worth than what you're currently making or doing. I want to jump into that career track. I've said it a couple of times now. I had no background in this, but I knew I wanted to be in leadership. I wanted to be able to grow. I wanted to be able to advance. And in many careers, you have to be there for such a long time. Our advancement is 100% based on you. So I came in as a career agent. I knew I didn't want to stay there long term. I wanted to grow. After about 3 to 4 months, I became a supervising agent. You guys can guess at that point, I was not an expert. I just was brand new with the business, but I knew now what I was doing, and now I was learning how to transfer that skill set to others. After that, that general agency director position is bridging the gap between the training and being a producer and now becoming a builder. Now as an agency director was where I really found my footing. I was agency director after one short year with the company, and as an agency director, I was able to make over $150,000 in my first year. I don't say that's a brag, but that was life changing for me. I went from making $35,000 a year in human services, barely scraping by, to be able to pay off my debt, get a new car, upgrade my lifestyle, as well as help my dad who was going through cancer treatment at the time. So this really hit home for me. I had saw firsthand how had a health issue had destroyed someone's life financially, and I was able to support my dad. As a regional director, I was able to continue to grow and expand. And then as an agency owner, I became an agency owner after 3 short years with the company. And I became an agency owner in December of 21. And I have 3 offices, one in Indianapolis, one in Evansville, as one is in Fort Wayne, Indiana. With our unlimited marketplace, we're able to continue to grow and expand across the country. We have a huge presence, as you can see, predominantly in the South. But one of the cool things about us is we're the only Globe Life Liberty National office in the entire state of Indiana, which means we don't have that normal oversaturation that other insurance companies go through. In addition, we're so different and so unique, we don't experience that apples to apples with other companies in terms of comparison either. Now, our culture is huge to us. We want to make sure that we put in the short term sacrifice for the long term gain, but we also have young families. We want to make sure we have that strong work life balance. So, in my office, we do work normal business hours, no weekends or evenings, where we're able to have that balance where we can actually come home to our families at night while still making a great income. Our company culture wants to reward us in different ways as well. So we have an annual convention where our company takes the top performers in the country and a loved one to a destination. This year, we're actually going to Nashville. We've been to Vegas. We've been to Baha Mar in the Bahamas. But for me was huge because it was actually my first time on a plane. The first time I was able to travel out of the country was with this company, and I probably would never have had that opportunity if it wasn't for them. We also have an initiative called Make Tomorrow Better. This is where we strive to give back in the communities where we live, work, and visit. In 2022, we've donated over $3.75 million to those communities. Now, what are the keys to success here? This is a professionally licensed position. I know some of you may already hold that license. For those that don't worry, we'll help you throughout that process. That is the first part. If we do decide to move forward together, if you decide that it's the right fit for you and for your family, and we decide you're the right fit for us, when we bring you aboard, the first step is to get you licensed in the state of Indiana. That licensure is about a 2 week process. We'll discuss that more in the final portion of the interview process. And there is some investment into licensing, but we do cover about half within my agency for any candidate we decide to move forward with. You need to have a smartphone or as well as a laptop. Biggest thing is going to be embrace our culture of product training, coachability, as well as that entrepreneurial attitude. Now, that's the end of the presentation. From now, what I would like you guys to do is go ahead and click Leave Meeting. As you click Leave Meeting, an assessment will pop up. Complete the assessment as soon as possible because my management team is waiting on those to come in to be able to schedule calls back for one-on-one interviews. I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions. Now, this was just a brief overview. Have those questions written down because we want to answer those in the final portion of the interview process before we move forward with any candidate. Thanks so much for your time. We'll talk soon.